Drop it.
The year is 2012. Video game developers have run out of originality and creativity, so they resort to releasing sequels, COD clones, or movie tie-ins. All terrible and uninspired. I don't even remember what a creative game looks like anymore. It's been so long. It's been so long. Alright, that wasn't true at all, but you get my point. The last game I remember playing that really wowed me was 2011's Rayman Origins, and that was last year. I think this is because gaming has become such a mainstream thing now that video game developers don't need to work as hard to grab people's attention to make non-gamers into gamers. To phrase what I'm saying in a way that won't make everyone hate me, developers know what games sell, and so stay in the boundaries of those games, not daring to make a new IP that crashes and burns. Enter Suda51, someone who thrives on being creative, original, and weird with his games. If you don't know already, Suda51 is responsible for games such as Killer 7 and the No More Heroes games. Games that are pretty much remembered for being kooky and quirky and weird. So for that reason alone, every time Suda51 announces a new game, people get excited because they know they're in for something good and original. And with that being said, I finally got hold of his new game, Lollipop Chainsaw, and I can tell you if it's good or not. Let's just get into this. Lollipop Chainsaw follows the role of Juliet Starling, a zombie hunting cheerleader who likes nothing more than being a girl and eating lollipops. Whether that's for the sake of girly innocence or innuendo, I'm not sure, but either way, it suits her pretty well. Anyway, her boyfriend Nick gets bitten by a zombie, and so she does what any girlfriend would and decapitates him to keep the infection from killing and zombifying him. As the story goes on, you meet more of your family members who help you in taking down the zombies as well as progress the story. I won't give away how Nick's kept alive and how the zombies spread because it's all so silly and self-aware that it's really best kept a surprise. Overall, it's actually a surprisingly good plot, and you do start to get into it a little bit in a way you would really expect. I also love how the characters are developed, as Juliet and Nick do really make entertaining and clever characters, with Nick providing the sarcastic wit.
How am I still alive? How am I still talking without a fucking thorax?
And Juliet providing the good looks. Oh yeah, there was a perverted. Amidst all the zombies and rainbows are the zombie masters, if you will, who pretty much stand as the bosses of the game. In the same vein as No More Heroes, your main aim of the game is to go after each one and take them down, one after another. Kinda like Shadow of the Colossus. Except nothing like that. In Suda51 tradition, each boss is completely different from the last and each more interesting and entertaining. They also all represent a different genre of music as well, which I think is really awesome. Again, I won't give them away, but every boss in their fight are memorable and awesome in their own way. And I say awesome a lot, but shut up. The pop culture references throughout the game are extremely frequent as well, but always hilarious. Here's some of my favourites.
Wow, Rosalind must have seen this on my Amazon wish list. Whoever's behind this knows my birthday. We must be friends on Facebook.
Can't get this Katy Perry song out of my head. Oh, what a terrible way to die.
Running zombies? Fucking stupid.
Simply put, the combat in Lollipop Chainsaw is awesome. Even if you suck at the combat, it still looks awesome to watch Juliet flying around, creating a path of rainbows and blood as she goes. But this is where one of my big problems of the game lies. The combat, while it is really awesome and satisfying, such as the way with the hack and slash, it is quite clunky at times. It's one of those games where she has to finish her animation before performing another attack, so every couple of seconds you're left vulnerable. Also, you can never tell when a zombie is about to attack you, which is really irritating. In Batman Arkham Asylum, you know when to counter an attack, as there's a warning above the enemy's head of the one who's about to attack you. This helps to keep the combat flowing and smooth and consistent and good, but these problems leave the combat feeling a little clumsy and clunky. Fighting zombies gives you medals, which you can spend at the shop-to-shop store for new moves, health upgrades, costumes and other things. It's things like this that give this game its really awesome arcadey feel, as well as the gameplay style of clearing an area, moving to the next area, clearing that area, and so on. As good as this game is, it isn't without its problems. I'll admit that they are pretty nitpicky, but they do add up, and they are noticeable problems that I came across in the game. Like I said, the combat is a little clunky and annoying. I've already been over it, so no need repeating. Also, the sports segments of the game where you play zombie basketball and baseball took me multiple tries each, and they really became a chore for me to do. I found them too hard to be fun, but hey, maybe I just suck, I don't know. The difficulty curve just seems like it's all over the place throughout the game. The final problem I have with this game is that it is criminally short. I got to the end of the game in 5 hours, and that's weird for me. I'm really damn slow at games. Fortunately, this game doesn't demand the full price of an average game, so it's not as bad. Overall, Lollipop Chainsaw is an amazing game. Despite its problems, it delivers a surreal but kick-ass experience that will have you entertained the whole time. Suda completely delivers in giving us an original premise and making it extremely funny at the same time. To me, this game is an instant classic, and one I'm going to keep coming back to. Thanks for watching.